ready.
Okay, the meeting called to order. Roll call, please.
All right. Chairman Prather,
Here.
Commissioner Coleman, absent. Commissioner Cordis,
Here.
Commissioner Fortney,
Here.
Long,
Here.
Commissioner Newton,
Here.
Commissioner Wood, absent. Ex officio Gitling.
Here.
Ex officio Paget.
Here.
Chairman, you have a quorum.
Thank you. Okay, do we have any public comments?
You do not.
No? Okay. On to item 3, approval of previous minutes from June 30th. Everyone looked at those?
I'll make a motion.
Okay, second.
All right, motion to approve and seconded. All in favor, please respond by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Thank you.
All right, discussion concerning Oklahoma State University Tourism Survey.
Yep, this is just a follow-up from Mr. Cordis' request last month to kind of let you know what has been done. A group of business owners, a group of citizens, community leaders have already met to kind of give a debrief over what tourism in Guthrie kind of looks like, where it is evolving and moving forward into. I think James and Justin were a part of the last meeting, is that right?
It was part of the same one. Yeah, the event planning one or something.
Do you guys want to kind of tell a little bit of how that went?
Yeah, the OSU person basically presented a survey of what they kind of had in mind to get feedback on from people in town as they came for events and different things. And we just kind of gave feedback on the questions that she had in the survey. And I was a little bit late, so I might have missed some of the discussion for the first 20
We got
minutes.
sandwiches up front, like we got food.
I missed the sandwiches, so.
There's another one with internal city leadership planned for next Tuesday, and then we're going to start marketing the survey out to event goers at probably most notably the first one's going to be Bluegrass Festival, and then we're starting to plan for staff members going out to different businesses, talking to shoppers and those kind of things as well.
So basically, the first few meetings were to get the survey.
Yeah, to kind of
Make
develop
sure it's all
develop
up to date, current.
the content, really, how we're going to measure the success of this meeting moving forward.
So one more meeting with
One more internal meeting, and then started to plug it towards Guthrie Tourist after that. So I think we're having to extend it because we didn't hit 89ers, and so we'll hit 89ers in 2017, and we'll have the results, I'd say mid-summer of 2017. Are there any specific questions that you had regarding the survey?
No, will we get to see it?
Mhm.
That was my
Absolutely.
question.
You'll have the analytics. We'll be sharing the results of what was found, who's
No, I'd like
who's
to,
here.
I mean,
where there's
will we
been-
get to see the survey before it
Oh,
goes out,
yeah.
the actual survey?
We'll make sure
Yeah.
that you do, because we want you to.
I mean-
if you have people coming in
Yeah.
that you
Maybe
might
we
see.
should be reviewing it as well as.
I want you to have like 4
Yeah.
copies in your purse, or
Yeah.
on your person.
Yeah.
That way, if you see someone that doesn't look familiar, you
Yeah.
hand it to them. So that's kind of the tourism survey. Anything
What do you want to see in the survey?
I mean, what do I want to see?
Yeah, you want to
Like
review?
specifically, or
Correct. Yeah, specifically.
like what have the retailers and stuff seen?
They just said it was too long. We cut it down by about, I don't know, by half,
Yeah.
a little over half. So what do you specifically want to see in it?
Oh, I don't know, I don't know that I have anything specific I'd like to see. I'd just like to see it.
Oh, I
To-
agree.
To see if it's just, I don't know, just to see the survey.
Okay.
I'm interested in
I mean, seeing
knowing.
if the information on there is accurate and, I mean, I don't know.
Oh, you can do it for you right now.
Well, I mean, we are the CBP board.
Exactly.
We
I
should be
agree.
seeing these things prior
You
to, as
exactly
opposed
asked my
to
questions.
after, I think. Just my
I'm
opinion.
interested in knowing how we're going to approach our guests, our tourists.
Well, there's an incentive for them to fill it out, so if they complete the survey, they get a coupon or something, a discount off of a night's stay or something, I forget what it is, but there are a couple of incentives
Yeah.
for them to be able to even want to fill it out. And then they also have a few different ways that they're gonna collect it. They have the paper form, they have an electronic form, you can go to a website, and I wanna say she even said they have an app that correct? Or they have something else they can download? But anyway, so there's multiple ways that they can go back and actually complete the survey. So whichever medium
Do you
is.
know if this group has ever done a survey before? And
Yes.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
One of the great things I think about the survey is that they have a list of registered tourists in Oklahoma. And so they might not be hitting Guthrie at an event, but they're marketing the same survey out to those same registered tourists, the visitors that are
How do
going.
you register as a tourist?
I don't
But
really
People
know.
probably that go online and ask for brochures from different
Right,
parts, like
I
Green
see.
Country.
Yeah,
and-
yeah.
And then,
Okay.
so on that survey, they're finding out what's your perception of Guthrie, what have you
Right.
heard, when's the last time you've been here, what did you come for as well, what would bring you back to Guthrie. And so that one's a little bit different than what you're getting for the ones that are actually in town, but we're still very, very excited about
No, I
that.
have strong confidence in the survey itself, I mean, the whole program. I just got curious to see what's on it.
Yeah, they had, I mean, there was a series, lots of,
Oh, no, I was gonna take.
it was too long. There was a lot of questions, but it would all
Okay.
depend on how you were taking it too. I mean, I'm
Right.
more inclined to answer more questions online if I can just click and go
Sure.
versus if I actually have to write something. If I have to
Yeah.
write something, they're gonna guess
Yeah,
it.
I can't imagine in this day and age too many people.
So,
I wasn't sure if it was gonna be whittled down again
Yeah.
after staff
Yeah.
met, staff and leadership met next Tuesday. And so we'll absolutely make sure you get a final copy, even if it's not what you see tonight,
Yeah.
so.
yeah, I thought we should be part of knowing what is on the survey, plus knowing how we're gonna approach the guests. We know our Guthrie people that come already better than anyone.
Well, especially
So-
as business owners, I think you probably have a pretty good pulse on what people think and feel. And
Right, right.
Have a
And we
good
might have
business set up.
suggestions like,
I just think that every
Not
business
that
is
I'm-
very different.
And not that I'm
Right. Well, like
the
suggesting
coffee shop
that
that
what
I don't
we're
think
doing
that their
is
customers are the same as they get
right
to
or
their coffee
right,
shops.
correct.
things
I
like
just,
that.
I have,
but a lot of them
Every
aren't, 'cause they
faith
just
that
don't
they
come
know what
together
they're
for one
doing.
thing. They come together for
yeah,
multiple
yeah.
things. You know, they may come for the pollard and they may go get chocolates and they may go out to eat and then they may go get coffee. They may head out and get ice cream, you never know. So we do get a lot of the same customers. Hopefully they come for more than just one thing. We want them to stay.
It's just not always a guarantee is my point.
Right.
And as you go through, if you have any comments or questions about them, you can give me a call and let me know what else you like, don't like about them.
I wish we could get it done before midsummer. Is there any way to get it done like right after 89ers? Just so when we
I think it's gonna
approach
take
our.
It takes a long
It'll take a
time
long
to,
time.
to
Gather all that data and then actually form
extrapolate.
recommendations
Get it all into
moving
some
forward.
kind
James, just pass it along, I know you can understand it anyway.
And my only reason is, so when we approach next summer, we have some sort of, we know what we're doing, we're
Right.
directed.
It's gonna take a little bit of while, a little bit just to gather the data and then form some recommendations
Otherwise,
moving
they're very
forward.
afraid of everything. Anyway, I want it now. Okay, so.
Any other questions about the tourism survey?
Anyone else? Okay, on to item number 5, discussion concerning the National Little Bridges Radio event.
Yeah, I just kind of wanted to put this item on here to let you guys know we're meeting with Little Bridges leadership to talk about a little bit of a debrief from year 1, learning lessons for years 2 through 5, so that the community can be even more prepared for the future events. What we as a community would like to see in future events. Give us a little bit of an opportunity to share our learning lessons with Little Bridges leadership, as well as the same them for us. And so I know that obviously on a 5-year event, there's a lot of opportunity to learn what to do better next time or what we'd like to see, but I know that on their end, the operations side, there's a lot that they'd like to see differently too. I think that their dynamic's going to shake up just a little bit, but I can tell you that we made a fantastic first impression with this group. We're still receiving phone calls from people who came into town who just said, thank you very much to Guthrie for the hospitality. I can't speak on behalf of all merchants, but we targeted I think 8 different businesses and just asked them how they did, and they all said it was an above average weekend for a rodeo, and typically rodeo weekends are always good for downtown. So I know that the chamber got involved with the I'm trying to think of what's the word I'm thinking of.
They did a scavenger hunt or
Scavenger
something.
hunt. I know that that's going to be investigated, reworked moving forward, but obviously anything that we can do to draw business to more and more of those businesses downtown. But very, very excited about the impression that we made in year one, and looking very, very much forward to the debrief scenarios and opportunities that we get moving forward.
I think the video that was done, basically thanking Little Bridges was a good touch.
Yeah, it was a great touch. We're excited to have them back, and I know that they're even going to be back at Chamber Coffee on Wednesday. So just to give a big thank you to Guthrie as well. Any questions that you had about Little Bridges that maybe didn't get answered during the week? I want to say thank you to Chairman Prather for being there at the opening ribbon cutting. I didn't realize when I asked her to come with us that we were actually kicking off the event, but they really meant ribbon cutting whenever they said that. So Guthrie was well attended, not only at that event but throughout the week with volunteers. A public thank you to all the civic clubs who sent people. We're going to try and make rounds to everyone over the next couple of weeks and give a thank you to all the volunteers that they sent. I can't imagine that not everyone at the Little Bridges team, realized how much Guthrie really did put in for that event. We sent volunteers, we welcomed them, we were bending over backwards, and other communities weren't necessarily. So very proud of Guthrie and very thankful for Little Bridges for what they did. But obviously moving forward, we want to make it bigger and better.
And if you didn't get a chance to go out there and just drive around and see what was going on next year, be sure and do that. It was amazing how many golf carts there were.
Golf carts, trailers.
Trailers, yeah.
Just going back and forth to the venues, the golf carts and stuff.
Golf
like
carts
that.
were, I think, the people that were in trailers, which it seemed like there was a lot of trailers. So people in trailers that were parked way out in lots and stuff, they were just, I didn't see hardly anyone walking. All I ever saw was people either in a golf cart or on horse.
Did they utilize the flats at all?
There were
Not
a
as
few.
much as what we thought.
No, what, maybe 8 or 10?
Yeah. Not as much as what we thought.
They had a lot of trailers out there, though. I mean, there was a lot of space for them. And
Yeah.
then our fairgrounds
Were the
had some.
hotels full?
Hotels were happy. Not all of them were full necessarily. That's something that we're coming back with our debrief session. And then also we're asking for Little Bridges leadership to put in a free day for the participants next year. In between check-in and before they head out, we want an actual free day for them to actually have activities in town and everything. But can't remember who else was alongside. I think maybe just Tracy was alongside us for the royalty pageant, and it was, very well done. Dominion House hosted that, and everyone was just raving about how beautiful the town was, how beautiful that venue was, and how excited they were to visit Guthrie.
Anything else? Okay. On to item 6, discussion of possible action concerning Red Brick Nights.
This is our lone action item for the night, but along with your agendas, you have the page with our cash balance. The line highlighted shows $24,043.66. That's what we have to make it through the end of the year. We're in a really good financial situation right now, to where we only have $6,000 committed in funds. Maybe plan for just a little bit more of a dip. I'm saying that we're still operating with close to $15,000 for the rest of the year in undedicated resources. So very excited for that. Leading into that, I want to say I'm open and we're willing to talk to whoever we need to market events like Red Brick Nights. I know that we're still trying to see this as tourism and drawing people into town and everything like that. So I just kind of wanted to get some feedback from you guys and figure out where do we want to how seriously do we want to advertise those Red Brick Nights? We had done a couple $100 worth of social media plugs during the June one, and it turned out really well. Obviously, it doesn't do near as well as fireworks shows, but that's still great. August, we're obviously changing event venues, and just kind of wanted to see what your thoughts were on advertising Red Brick Nights moving forward.
Is there a capacity above which you get diminishing returns or even maybe a negative? If you can't handle the numbers? And what is that?
I think it changes with the different event venue. We, a lot of us met as a group last week or 2 weeks ago with the with the location that's going to be on 2nd and Harrison for the next 2 months. We're able to add a few more, I shouldn't say a few more, quite a few more people to the space, and so it just evolves with the location, I think. Have we seen the breaking point for a diminishing return with?
Before we get too far on diminishing return on Red Brick Nights, Red Brick Nights is not about returns or diminishing returns. Red Brick Nights is having an event that people know that they can come to town and have fun in and create the environment that we're a community. It's not about returns, it's about not the number of people that show up. I think when the 4 of us sat down and put this event together, we were hoping for 500 to 800. And if we averaged 500 to 800, that was fantastic. The fact that we did twice that amount the second time around, and we did that, gee, was it 10 times the amount the next time around after that? That's what it's all about. So I don't even know how have we been publicizing it this far? Just
Social media, Facebook,
yeah, I mean,
Facebook specifically.
The posters too, the posters.
The only that
We actually did
time.
posters in July.
Yeah.
Well, the word of mouth
Yeah.
on that one.
We
That
only averaged, how many posters we print for June? 50, and how many went out?
25 of them were in the chamber office.
Yeah, they're become collectibles that are actually used.
But you also paid for that out of pocket completely.
Yes.
The CVB hasn't necessarily mentioned that, but the last time we talked about this, we talked about maybe a video on an Instagram feed. Do we want to pay for a revolving video to be made with Red Brick Nights? Do we want to use local resources with GTV 20 to get something like that done? It's just kind of up in the air. I wanted to see what this board thought about how we're advertising Red Brick Nights. I mean, are the people who originally put it together, are you satisfied with what we're doing on Facebook? It sounded like in June, it was good.
If we have a revolving video, can that be set up to be shared? I'm not real
Tech savvy.
savvy. But as many times as I shared that over and over and over, then the people I knew shared it and shared it and shared it. If we all did that and had a revolving video that could be shared, I would think that it would bring in a lot of people just for family night.
Two things. One is the music. If anybody got it copyrighted already, because I hate to put out any video that gets sued later on because we're using
Okay.
someone's actual copyrighted music.
No, I meant something that GTV 20.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And secondly, our last event, we sold everything out on all the food trucks. I think we even sold out Boomerang and everything else. So I don't know if we want to stay that big unless I'd rather grow it organically and be able to somewhat predict that we're coming in. And I think the next 2 will show us exactly where we're at on our numbers. Because as of right now, it's hard predicting vendors, and we want to make sure that vendors are happy as they're coming in. So the advertising portion of it doesn't concern me as much as making sure that we organize it correctly and having the number of vendors, because we want them to come back next year and have a successful series all of next year too. And right now, I think our vendors are more than happy with us and willing to come back, not only the next 2 events, but all of next year. So
How do you plan porta potties?
we based it upon the number that we got in June, because July, we did not know if after 30 years of non-fireworks, that people have already got into the habit and institution of leaving town to go to the lake or other friends and family because there was not the event here. And the fact that we drew, between 5,000 or 6,000 was probably double what the maximum was that we had thought. So when we were planning that, that's what we were planning on. And otherwise, if we knew that was going to double up, we would double up. Probably 3 times the porta potties, probably would have doubled up on the vendors, especially the food and drink vendors. But we have a problem, but it's a great problem to have.
As long as we
And talking
do it.
about Bruce's organic advertising or organic growth, you know, I'm asking about how we're advertising this. Hetty and I talked to, you know, maybe 5 days before the last Red Brick Night, saying it's not getting much traction on social media. What's going on? You know, what can we do? Well, we haven't done this, or this. Take that into account when I'm asking you how, you know, what are we wanting to do with advertising? And I don't necessarily even have to have an answer right now, but if you just kind of want to think about how we assist Red Brick Night moving forward, you know, whether it's just a long-term plan, but we're open to anything.
If you have the funds that are available, what's the potential to leverage Red Brick Nights for other things? Like if you have the money available, if we could, you know, shoot video of Red Brick Nights in the next couple months to utilize for the following year or for other events. If you have video of, you know, fantastic events downtown, you can use that for other things too, in terms of other events or you know, marketing to other organizations to come to Guthrie. So even if we don't say it's like produce a video to advertise for Red Brick Nights, just having that video footage, well done stuff of, you know, giant crowds downtown, so that could be pretty beneficial just to have the city and other organizations just to have it on file to use it for other things too.
What can we own moving forward to either lead into the event or attract new events to come into downtown? Absolutely.
For the next Little Bridges, you say, hey, here's some footage of like cool stuff downtown that happens on a regular basis. We have that kind of capacity, so bring your event here too.
And so just traditional advertising, like,
Is it radio, TV?
Yeah.
No, we don't need, I don't think we need to do any of that. I don't think we need to go to the expense.
Okay.
And I think what we're doing is fine. Social media, and I think since we didn't post anything for July, and the fireworks boosted up, if we've got some money to put toward the August one, like we did for June, just to have that presence there, I think it'd be great.
Word of mouth.
But you're fine with
So,
just the
I
static
think-
poster being shared?
The what?
The static poster on
Oh,
social media?
yeah,
Okay.
or a picture or whatever, it could be static, whatever.
Okay.
I mean, I wish we had more information from Jason
Smith.
You know, when he showed us the statistics on the different posts and stuff that went on Red Brick Nights, it was really kind of, I mean, the one that I did on the human foosball, I mean, that shot through the roof the day before. I mean, and it was like shared the most, liked, I mean, it was ridiculous. So just a picture, it's just something cool.
Okay.
The poster, whatever, I think
I
it's
didn't
fun.
see that, but I heard about it that day. They were talking about it.
I
How
think
was
just
that?
enough to keep it in front of people's,
Crazy.
keep it in the front of their minds leading up to the event. But, you know, if we spent $20,000 on a TV campaign, I mean, if we ended up with 15,000 people downtown, we couldn't, it would
That's
kill us.
right.
Yeah, we couldn't do it.
I think we have to grow like incrementally, just so we can figure out how to handle it.
Well, like you said, like organically, grow organically. We get too many things going, you know, too much advertising, we won't be able to handle it. That way we can grow organically and maybe even use locals to do help us grow the event. Like, why can't we have like a farmer's market at night or something down there? And then we'd have food, stuff to eat, and we, you know, provide for all the extra people that are there, and just things like that.
You know, we're being pitched a lot of different ideas. iHeartRadio was in, you know, last Wednesday or Thursday for a little bit talking about what they have available and their digital and their streaming and clicks and radio advertisements. And so just trying to figure out where Red Brick Nights fits into that kind of advertising program. But it sounds like right now what we're doing,
Doing a good job, you
I
guys.
think
Doing a really
Instagram
good job.
and Facebook is where it's at for us right now. I don't think
it's
we need
working.
to.
Okay.
But I do agree, we need to catch some footage in case we want it for later for something. But I wouldn't throw any more money in.
Okay.
Some
Anything,
kind of
I
crazy.
would pay somebody to just come out down there, a professional photographer, Tom, I don't know who. and just get some great footage that way, like
Okay.
still shots.
Okay.
And then that way you can utilize those things for ads, for those kind of things in the future. And even more so than video. I mean, I think like still shots you can Instagram, so it's one of the most popular social medias now.
Yeah.
It's just all about images.
Yeah, every month we've been able to steal a couple of shots, not steal. Ask people if we
Steal.
can use like their, like, you know, a
They
few
stole my
really
rugs.
good.
There's some really good photos.
Remind me about that. But yeah, if we could like, hire a photographer to get us, you know, 50 great shots that we can utilize, that would be really helpful. So we're not just having to, you know, each month go, you know, begging for, hey, can we use that one photograph right of you? To that kind of thing.
Okay. Well, I just kind of want to get a little bit of guidance and direction on that one, and like I said, figure out how it plays into where we're going moving forward, and hear everyone's thoughts. So,
Also, I don't know how supporting Jason Smedley with the downtown Wi-Fi, what that looks like because I think from that helps us begin to target who's coming to Guthrie. Like you can begin to see some of that as well, which I think are the important stats to be able to continue to pitch people and who do we need to target. Some of the stuff that James is talking about. Actually, we should probably have Jason just come walk everybody through that.
That's really cool.
Because I think sometimes people like, I don't understand social media. Well, what he showed us from the back end speaks volumes to kind of who we're reaching and who we're targeting and all that stuff. And then along with what he did with the Wi-Fi to say that 1,800 people within 250 feet, you know, to be able to start speaking about that kind of stuff is where it's at. Bottom line, big picture, I think, when you start thinking long term, how we get people.
We haven't paid him anything, correct? I mean,
No.
he's doing this all on his own, so if we throw any money anywhere, I don't know. I mean, because I know for the last event, he had 3 transmitters or whatever, 2 wireless, 1 wired, and there were so many people trying to ping it, the wireless ones couldn't even keep up. So, I mean, if
He's
we
out
can
today though, walking downtown Guthrie, looking how he can better serve.
Sure. I mean,
And
he
yeah.
did what he could. I mean,
Yeah.
we didn't know. We just
Yeah.
didn't know. But I mean, I don't know what that costs. I don't know what that expense is. I mean, he got 2 Cox bills delivered to my office, so I know he's paying something. You know,
Yeah.
so if we could, I mean, ultimately it's to benefit us.
Is that
if we can help
the
him
free
with that.
Wi-Fi that he's talking about?
And this time we're going to be able to, so this time whenever people get on there, he's requesting information from them, so zip code and things like that to kind of take that to the next level. And so, and then there's a chance for sponsorship at some point. You know, people sign into that and have a static page to where you have your 20, 30 downtown businesses. So he's really helping us discover how to really serve people because the digital age is coming more and more.
Sounds
So
like
you
a
think-
silent survey to me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
do you think we would be interested in reaching out to him and seeing if he would come talk to us next month?
Yeah, I think just so you all can see kind of what James is talking about. I mean, it's really interesting, especially he'll have 2 months worth this time around. In the last social, when we were looking at those statistics, we didn't have any paid.
Mhm.
Well, he's paying some himself. He's actually putting money into himself.
He put $100 in to
That
boost one of the
is something
posts.
to
I mean, I saw that. He paid.
Yeah.
So I know he's putting his
Yeah.
own money
Yeah.
in to try to.
He
But
texted
he's
me
got plans
earlier.
to do a sponsorship though down the road.
So yeah, we're gonna meet with Bruce and talk through that and what that looks like. But that's something like the chamber was working on initially, as far as the downtown Wi-Fi. That kind of fell apart, and then I started talking to him about what does that look like to put something together and then present a proposal at some point to the city. Just because that's something Bruce was highly interested in when he first started here. So we had talked about that, and so Jason, the hometown guy, has been able to kind of put that together. It's great. So I would say we continue to do whatever we did in May for the June Red Brick Nights, because I think we don't have the fireworks, which gives it a little bit more momentum to kind of track if that's what really helped push that June thing to double whatever that same budget
Well,
was, if that's available.
My point is that we've already reached maximum capacity. People who are going to come already know. So if they're gonna continue to come back, which more than likely they will, we're already at capacity, there's no reason to grow it. So there's no reason to put more money into it, because we're already at that limit. Now next year, when we're talking about all that kind of stuff, yeah, I mean, we'll go in and we'll try to figure out. But to me, let's save our money and go out and do other events like this that bring people in. You know, we've already got one success, you know, let's not overkill that one thing since it's already at maximum capacity right now. Let's look at something else that can bring people on another weekend, and another weekend after that, so.
But we have to be consistent with these Red Brick Nights and keep it going. I mean, that's what makes long time.
Oh, I haven't forgotten of you. It's nice having it
No.
first Saturday.
No, but
Yeah, I
I'm just
like
saying
that too.
next
Right,
year,
right.
and just because it's good and successful now, we can't forget. You gotta keep.
People have learned the name, they know the name of it now, they've forgotten the other.
I've got a list of 585 bands that want to.
Fantastic.
And I think here's the thing too.
Like,
I
one more
just-
email about those
remember,
bands.
You know, one of the things, we've had a lot of people wanting, you know, cover bands and this, that, and the other to play, and we've got some really cool ones and some fun ones, and we've got some rap that wants to show up and all that kind of stuff, and we haven't and aren't doing that because, I mean, Justin's done such a great job of showcasing like Oklahoma talent that's like write their music, sing their
Yes.
music, and I mean, so it's, you know, I understand everybody wants to play, especially when something's, you know, being successful. It's like, oh, you know, we'd love to do that. Well, it'd be cool, sure, but I think,
No,
I mean,
I
we've
think
done
we
some
need to
really
stay
cool
on
stuff
focus
with,
with-
yeah. So anyway,
It's awesome to have people interested in it. I make fun of it sometimes just because it's, you know, yeah, but it's cool.
And I appreciate you guys for everything you guys have done on Red Brick Nights to make it a success, because I always tell people that it came down to four of us meeting around a table one morning and kind of bouncing the stuff out, but the fact that Justin took over the music part of it, and that James has gone around and essentially been the de facto coordinator of everything, then heading the Chamber of Commerce, doing everything they do on the vendor part of it, has actually worked fantastically. And we're glad that the city's been a small part to be able to help them out in order to rekindle that event and to make it a success.
Yeah, it's really been great. Really great, y'all done a good job, no doubt. And you worked hard, I got over there and you're just working so hard too.
it's crazy how it takes all damn day to set up, but you like broke down in 2 hours. You know, so I don't know how that works.
I will tell you, the only thing that I heard negative on the 4th of July one, or the 2nd of July, was because the crowd was so far back, the speakers, they couldn't hear,
Oh,
they
yeah.
need to be up. As opposed to that, because the people in the back couldn't hear the music going along with fireworks, and they couldn't hear the bands either.
Right.
Because the speakers weren't elevated, so just FYI. That's
Well,
the
we
only
even boosted
negative thing I
we even
heard.
boosted our sound
Yeah.
for that
Oh,
event
yeah.
from the previous one.
Yeah.
I mean, threw in extra
Yeah.
money to get better sound system. So, I
Yeah,
I get it.
yeah.
I get it. And I know there's been part issue. I mean, we had the vendors over there. Some of them have generators and couldn't hear over generators, and so those are just kinks we're
It's a
having to work
lovely
through.
issue to have.
All right, let's move on to discussion of future items.
Well, Bruce threw something out there. Does anybody have any other ideas of other events that we would like to support or try to make happen?
Well, I think we ought to get with the merchants and see if we can get them to open up, you know. They can see how many people are coming on Red Brick Nights. You know how Thursday night is shop in some towns, the stores stay open late or whatever. I think that it'd be great if we could get the merchants all stay open like one night. And then all these people that want to sing, they can sit on the street corners and sing, and we can have entertainment and shopping and, you know, maybe not a dance party, but a party environment going on around town while you're shopping and, you know, something like that. Whatever the merchants are willing to do.
Well, I guess my question would be, how many merchants have come to us about Red Brick Nights to see what we can do for them at this point? I mean, I think that's our pool, that's the amount of merchants that are interested. Have we had anybody? I mean, we've had Stacy from Rick's Coffee. When Velvet View was in town, they were doing things in front of their shop to try to help draw people. Ann Gertrude was staying open later because of the event. But beyond that, enlighten me. Do we have anybody else that has done anything? I think we're, be waiting a long time if we wait on our merchants.
Yeah, I think so too.
So
I
we
don't-
have
I
to
don't
create
think
it
that- I don't
ourselves.
think they see the benefit in Red Brick Nights.
That's really sad.
Well, creating it ourselves, that was kind of one of the sticking points for one of the line items that we approved in next year's budget is just new event development. Just if we have ideas or if we're hearing other needs, that we can actually just put together events on our own.
I've seen the bed and breakfasts push Red Brick Nights a little bit, saying, hey, come stay for these nights. If there was a way to advertise more what, or if anything, is available on that next morning, because people, I think, will be more likely to stay over that Saturday night, Red Brick Nights, if they know that, okay, I can spend Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon doing this, and I don't really know
Church
that.
We need
Park.
to get with the bed and breakfasts and campaign for a huge sleepover festival, and we could have pillow fights in the street.
Hey, I saw that. That would be fun. It would be fun.
That's what we need to do.
I don't know who'd clean up that mess though.
We got a street sweeper.
I saw that. It does look like fun though. I mean, you know. And the bikes are looking better and better too, the bike rides. You know, you did that last year.
We haven't had organized bike rides this summer.
We're gonna do bike out now though, so.
Put that on
Maybe that-
future items.
Okay.
And Debbie, maybe it's not Sunday they do stuff, maybe it's Saturday leading up to the Red Brick Nights.
Yeah, Saturday during the day and
Yeah,
just
maybe
stay
so.
open until the Red
And
Brick night
spend the night,
starts.
Saturday night, and then
And then
brunch
Sunday, what could we
someplace
do?
or
What could-
whatever.
Yeah, what could we
There's
do
not a
Sunday
whole
morning?
lot, yeah, besides the
We are,
church.
I'm gonna go speak to the Bed and Breakfast Association tomorrow night, and so we'll encourage them to continue finding
And
ways
any
to
of their-
associate with Red Brick
What
Nights
they,
and
how
other
they'd
events.
like to be connected with it too, I mean, I think we should be open to anything they
We do have a lot of breakfast restaurants, so maybe we could like
put up
say,
brunch.
stay over and you get 50% off breakfast the next morning and.
I don't think we have to discount it though. I don't think,
Yeah,
I mean,
Well, I don't
I don't
either, but
think-
to get them to stay all night, we may need to entice them into
I just
something
think, I
to
just
do the
think
next
that
day.
just-
Are we thinking about just creating events from
that's
scratch?
what I think. That's what I think we need to
Let's
do.
just get the train to bring everybody.
Personally, I think if we're waiting on our merchants,
I know.
we're not doing a damn thing. So we need to figure out what we can do, what we can create to help generate tourism, help generate events that will bring people into town. And you have your small committees or whatever that do it, and hopefully our merchants will
I
stay.
appreciate it.
You know, this, obviously, this event is a music event. What if we focused on something that's more activity? You know, what about zip lining down Oklahoma?
Ooh, that sounds fun.
What
I'd
about,
do that.
Or a slide.
you know, what about some kind of slides? Putting some slides in at each end of Oklahoma, so, things like that. That's a
beer
different
festival,
venue,
yeah.
a different type venue than music.
And during the day, not at night, that way maybe
Right.
the merchants, I mean, and
Maybe
I
we
think
can
the way
get
they
them
see
to
it is,
stay open and
hey,
have a
this is on a
sidewalk sale
Saturday night
anyway.
after we've already closed shop. Yeah, they could stay open, but maybe if it's something
You
during
know, I
the
understand that,
regular-
extending your hours is a big deal
It
when you
is.
have worked so many a week,
Yeah.
but, you know.
So we'll, go ahead, sorry.
Well, you and I have talked a little bit about how Oklahoma City had their craft brewery festival convention a few weeks ago, which was a huge draw there. They had at the Cox Convention Center, maybe?
Yeah,
I can't remember
I
now.
think it was at the Cox.
But, and you had countless, amateur homebrewers who were there volunteering with their own, serving their own stuff. And that's a really boring, awful convention center. But can you see like downtown Guthrie being like, a home brewer, craft brewer convention where like each store, we have a great setup for the art walks where, each of those retailers has art and they're serving wine and stuff. But what if like every single business had like a craft brewer or a home brewer set up in their shop, and people were just walking from store to store to store to store to store to visit
Nice.
those home brewers or craft brewers, and like they're in every single store downtown. People would show up to that like crazy.
So essentially,
Then
would
we have
that, does that
barbecue
be
one
like
end,
the
we have
wine?
barbecue and beer fest.
Is that essentially like the wine,
That'd be
but
fun.
having the people
Yeah.
inside the store?
Yeah, instead of like occupying the street with, little tents, the brewer, the craft breweries or home brewers are occupying space in each of the downtown merchants.
Huh?
Kind of like a pub crawl, but not so much
Kind
a
of,
pub
yeah.
crawl.
And they serve like little
Yeah,
tiny
yeah.
samples, it's not like they're
Yeah,
just getting
yeah.
blitzed.
No.
Would you add music to that, or just, it would just be that?
I don't think you have to, you could add all kinds
I
of
mean,
stuff to
there's-
it.
each
Okay, we'll
merchant can
talk
do whatever
more
they wanted.
about
inside.
kind of
Yeah.
crafting that in between now and then come back to it. Come back to supporting new events and inviting Jason to come
We got
talk about
$15,000 to
his.
spend. We gotta get this out right now.
Beers are really.
We also have
really
an
big
agenda.
industry.
Well,
Like
that's
craft
Home
beer.
brewing, wine
It is-
and beer right now is a
it
big
is.
deal.
The laws are changing in the next few months to where
Yep.
the craft breweries in Oklahoma are probably gonna explode.
Right.
Everything's
You know,
gonna be legal someday.
I have talked to a number of people about having Mardi Gras in Guthrie, America. And everybody that I talk to is kind of excited about, you can get, Byron said, yeah, we can get some Cajun music in. And I talked to a couple of the restaurants, we could get to, but then when you say, okay, I'm willing to kind of take a lead in it, then everybody, of course, backs away. But I still think Mardi Gras in Oklahoma, Guthrie, America,
That'd be a
might
first.
be,
I mean, does Oklahoma really celebrate like,
There aren't,
any
as far as I
place?
know, there aren't any places
shh,
in,
don't tell anybody.
in Oklahoma that celebrate Mardi Gras.
And it's that
And we
time
could
of
do
year.
it with,
when
we can do it with the Western Flair,
Can't be
if we
first.
wanted to. The challenge, of course, is that it's not at a real good time in terms of weather. I mean, it's iffy weather-wise.
I think the ladies at St. Mary's are willing to try to take that on too, because they already do it now.
They already do a Mardi Gras event.
So they were thinking about
But
that parade.
I think, citywide Mardi Gras deal, with the restaurants, with small
beads too?
Small
Has to be
music
fun.
venues.
Yeah.
With,
We had that beer
With,
brew, or that,
We have a bet going on over a keyword right now.
the
Titties.
Oktoberfest deal.
Don't
We
be
went to the library and got a history of Oktoberfest, and then they all drank beer. It was kind of fun. We got the library involved. It was their event, and then they finished it off by coming over and everyone drinking beer.
I missed that.
Different, you did miss that. It was good too. And the other thing is the parade. I think it'd be really cool to have like an October parade or a Halloween parade where everybody dresses up in costume, just anything. Or a July 4th parade where anyone dresses patriotic or dresses their dogs patriotic, just, during the day.
Well,
You
I'll
can be
tell
with
you,
Edmund on
I'll
that.
tell you why our
We're so far.
fireworks was so successful, is because it was on a night where nothing else
Yeah,
was
no
going
one
on
else.
anywhere else, and that's where we have to watch these things, is scheduling, so we aren't competing with Crescent and Edmond and Stillwater.
Right.
And then Edmonds fizzled out.
Well,
You know,
so
what
did
can we do,
Stillwater's.
what can we do in
So we still have
correlation
the best.
And they
with
still have that.
homecoming, that we could take homecoming to a new level?
We're
They're gonna do a-
we're working on a parking lot
Yeah,
party.
yeah.
Yeah. She's been working on it all year.
I mean, there's so many people that do come back for reunions, and maybe you could capture even more people if you just had more things going, because typically it's left up to each class on where they're gonna go or what have you, but if we had an event,
A Redwood night.
See, that's one of the things my sister said when she was here. They had, most of their class is out of town. And they come to the event and they said, okay, here's the parade, now what do we do? And
And
there was
that's-
nothing planned.
you went and
That's
partied with
when
class
we
of
were
90,
planning
because
the-
that's where it was at.
Oh, really?
That's when she was planning her party. That would parade for the evening events. Well, we definitely need a brainstorming session, so we'll move on to staff comments.
There is no staff.
Okay,
Besides you.
Cody?
How's that going? Can we talk
Sierra's
about-
doing great.
Can we talk
Sierra's doing
about,
fantastic.
are you actively?
Sierra and I had a conversation last Friday talking about, she's getting me her class schedule moving forward. She's very talented. I'd like to keep her on as long as I possibly can. I don't want to lose her, because I'm afraid that we wouldn't get her back. So, But other than that, we're gonna figure out kind of a plan of action once we get her class schedule and figure out what her availability looks like, and then maybe how that fits into her long-term goals, along with our organization as well.
Okay. Anything else?
It's good.
Okay, board comments, so, Justin, got any comments?
I have no comments. I don't have
Just
any.
tell us, James, what you're
Huh?
writing, just tell us what you're
No,
writing.
don't you worry about it. I go pass it notes. I don't have any comments.
I'm just really glad to see you all thinking of these things. I think it's great. Support it.
And they don't just, I mean, this board, you know, we've got some really active people, they just don't think, they do, and they
I know,
they
it's
act
awesome.
fast. Y'all are always so, so helpful. Glad you're on our entertainment committee.
Good, good.
All I have to say is thanks again to you guys for all the hard work you did on the Rubric nights and,
So we all know that we only have 2 left, right? That we only have
Yep.
I
August
thought
and
there was
September.
6.
There were, but we canceled October.
Conflict with bluegrass, I'm
Oh,
sure.
bluegrass.
Oh,
Bummer.
okay.
Maybe we can figure out a way to create something, maybe in line, homecoming should be October, right?
Well, homecoming is October, so if anyone had any ideas on something that we could put together quickly,
I'll
I think it
tell
would
you
be a
about that
great
here in a few
opportunity
minutes.
to be able to just,
Hold on,
Well,
yeah.
maybe
Throw out the
if-
next
even if
event.
we just had some ghost tours and some walking tours, history tours or something, that would be set up so that people knew about them ahead of time. I know the high school, the school website lists, that's where people go that are coming back for their class reunions. They go to that site to see what's going on. And just have some things like that to offer to the classes that are having reunions.
Okay, anything
Well,
else?
I mean, do they look for anything specific? I mean, do they want dance? Do they want?
No, I don't think, so many of them have things that their classes specifically doing on Saturday night. It's that Saturday afternoon, after the parade,
parade.
before their 7 or 8
That
o'clock
Friday?
event goes on. No, not Friday, because Friday's the high school and the football game. Friday afternoon, there's nothing going on
I thought the
specifically.
parade was Friday.
Friday,
is
yeah, no,
Friday.
Friday's set. It's that Saturday that they're in town before their evening event, that, nothing specific, because Friday's the high school all day, the parade, then the game.
How about movies on the side of the buildings?
I still think that's a grand idea.
That would be fun, just like the block parties, it'd be fun, you know, as long as we get by with
I
that.
think we have, would we be in too much competition with the drive-in?
oh, I don't think we could get enough people to be in competition with the
Don't
drive.
you?
I don't think so.
Really, I mean,
Yeah, no.
that's a different, I mean, I think what you're running into is, do we
And
have
we're not gonna
the
be showing
ability?
the up-to-the-minute movies either, we're probably gonna be showing, you know.
Right, and then I guess the
highlights
question
or
is then, do we have the rights to be able to show a movie?
I don't know.
You can buy
You
the
can buy
rights.
them though, Cody said, yeah.
So I don't know what that costs.
You wanna buy them?
Yeah, that's funny too, like, we buy the rights to them, you can't make, like, so our church is right off the highway, we can't have it to where people can know
You
that
can
it's
see
been.
it on the highway.
Yeah.
That has to be,
You gotta put-
like, they have everything
put a
in
fence.
there,
You
yeah.
gotta put a fence.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, anything else? All right, meeting is adjourned.